Each of us have about 10 moments in our lives that make the biggest impact. I'm going to share with you the 10 largest moments in my career that'll help you on your professional journey. Let's dive in. Number 1, work in different verticals. So my career has taken me from working at Facebook and social networking to Mint with personal finance to today I help run AppSumo.com, which is the #1 site online for software deals, and a content creator on YouTube. So what's really important for you in your career journey is that when you try different verticals, 1, you meet super interesting people. 2, you can take skill sets from one and bring it to the other, which will give you an advantage over other people. Plus, it keeps your career interesting and more exciting. Number 2, geography matters a lot more than you think. I call it Bay Area hard and Austin soft. Look, calm down Austin, I'm with you. I live in Austin now, but I've been in the Bay Area for about 30 years. That's how I grew up. I grew up 2 miles from the Apple campus. The expectation was that everyone would go do a startup and everyone would become millionaires. I was around the best of the best. At Facebook, it was literally the most elite people in the world. Zuckerberg, Moskowitz, D'Angelo, these people have gone on to create amazing companies. And the reality is that if you want to play in the major leagues, you've got to go be in the major leagues. And if you're in a remote area, or maybe you're in a foreign country or wherever that is, either A, how do you get it online? Or B, how do you move your ass wherever those places are? How are you putting yourself to be around the best? Number 3, learn outside of your skill set. So if you're a developer, maybe go learn piano or sewing. Or one of the things for me is that I really love chess, and lately I've been learning to fly. And what's been amazing about that is that I can then take these lessons in preparedness, which I have to do for flying, otherwise I die, and think about how can I apply that more to my content creation. With AppSumo, another business example is that I was looking at women's magazines and women's websites, and I saw that they were doing giveaways. And we actually said, oh, why don't we do a giveaway for AppSumo? And only because I was looking outside of our core skill set and outside of the areas that we normally focus on, were we able to bring that inside. By the way, make sure to stay to the end of the video where I'm going to recommend my favorite people to follow on Twitter for your career. Number 4, document your learning. So I started blogging on okgrowth.com in 2000, yes, which means I'm a dinosaur and I used to have hair. Point being though is that document it publicly or privately. I recommend publicly for a lot of different reasons. You can use sendfox.com for your email newsletter or just post on YouTube once a week. The thing that's been amazing about documenting your learning is 1, it'll help you learn what you've actually learned and process it. Number 2, you'll meet people. I've been able to meet so many amazing people just like you from doing YouTube and blogging and tweeting and all these different things. Number 3, it builds your brand. It's a lot easier to get a job when people are asking you and coming to you versus you just applying with a resume like everyone else. Number 4, you might actually make a whole business out of creating a brand and sharing the things that you're learning. And number 5, it's also kind of cool to just see how you're progressing, and you can look back on your old journals about how you've been learning things. By the way, make sure to subscribe to my channel below so that you don't miss any of the other videos about success on your business journey. Number 5, go after the biggest failures. This is where you're gonna get the biggest learning and the biggest growth for yourself. So I've done a thing called rewardlevel.com, which is too complicated. I don't even wanna explain it to you. I've done BetArcade, as well as you can go look at one of my videos. It's 24 business ideas I've done, and most of them didn't work. But the thing I really wanna encourage you on is don't punish yourself for failure. Reward yourself that you've tried something and you did something and it didn't work out. You should actually be getting to that place, because when you're getting to that place of uncertainty and part of failure, that is where you're growing, and that is actually where you're learning something new. And in my career, there's been almost everything has not worked. And guess what? You only need 1 hit to get a really successful business. You only need 1 relationship to find your partner for life. So you got to keep going after it and encourage yourself to push. As well, it's important to push yourself physically to failure, because guess what? When you can do it physically and train yourself like, all right, let me get to that failure. Let me fail something. When you're actually trying to do it on the mental side, you're like, oh, I'm already pretty skilled at this. Number 6, find someone who's walked the path that you want to follow and do whatever it takes for you to be around them. I never found this person, and I'm still looking for my daddy. No, what I'm saying here is that my boss at Facebook got fired the day I was there. Everyone at Mint was around the same age. And then since then, I've been running my own startups or own businesses. And it's actually never too late to start. So it's something I'm actively saying, well, who's an 8-figure person? Who's got the family I want? Or who's got the business at a 9-figure that I can actually go learn from? We all think we're unique. We're all like, oh, I'm the most unique. But the point being of finding someone who's already walked the path is a few critical things. Number 1, you can save yourself a bunch of time. So as much as you're unique, the beauty of following someone else is you can be like, wow, they've already done these things. They're gonna make these mistakes that I'm gonna make. Now I don't have to make them. The other part about finding a mentor or for finding someone that's walked the path you want is that you can see if you actually want to follow that path. And maybe you don't, or maybe you can say, I don't like this part, but I like this part. The last thing that's really critical about finding someone who's walked the path is you got to make it great for them. If you go follow them or you go work for them and they don't care about you, or they're not actually coaching you or guiding you, or you're not able to see what they're actually doing, it's not going to help. So you really have to do the what's in it for them to make it valuable so that they're excited to guide you on your career. Number 7, figure out what you are an expert in. Figure out what you are going to be #1 in the world in, and surround yourself with complementary people, and notice whatever you're weak in, be okay with that. So I have a confession to you. My superpower is igniting and marketing. Consistency, sticking with things, It gets boring to me. Life gets boring doing that. But that's not a bad thing, which I'm still working through because I have regret and guilt around that. But the point I'm trying to make is find your superpower. Find it to be drawing. Find it to be starting. Find it to be ads. Find it to be whatever, and go 10x down on that and surround yourself or hire people to complement your weaknesses. And that is something that when I was in my 20s, I think I was just really struggling and fighting to go both ways. Instead, just keep going forward with one thing and find other people who can go forward on the parts that you're not great at. Number 8, chase opportunities, but slow down for success. I'm gonna say that again because I think it's so important. Chase opportunities, but slow down for success. So in my 20s, I just chased to become a millionaire. And the problem with chasing to become a millionaire, I did it with Facebook games, I did it with payments for Facebook games. I hated all of that. It was about 3 to 4 years of working on the stuff that I really didn't care for. I ended up making a few $100,000, which is, it sounds nice, but it's also a few years of my life that I really wasn't finding fulfilling. And the point being there is that when you find the thing that works, slow down and enjoy that. But in your 20s, go try a bunch of things out. It's okay if you're trying out just to get money. When an opportunity has struggles, like we got sued by our largest competitor and banned by Facebook in the same day, I was happy. Why? Because I didn't really want to be doing that. And so I want you to, it's okay to go chase opportunities and hey, there's a new thing, TikTok or whatever the it is today. Go try those out. But when you find something that finally gives you success and finally gives you some satisfaction, really stick with that and enjoy that. It's really easy to give up when it's something that you don't care about. And so that's why I'm trying to help you encourage, sometimes chase opportunities, but really find the things that give you satisfaction. As well as if you're chasing opportunities, one of the benefits of that, sometimes you actually just get to learn a few things. So that's why I don't discourage like affiliate marketing and drop shipping and some of these easy money tactics. But the real thing is that come easy, they do go easy. Number 9, learn for the next step and keep leveling up. And so what I'm saying by that is that every step in my career has been, am I going upwards? Am I going sideways? Am I going downwards? And think about that for yourself. In my own career, it was like, all right, I did these payments for Facebook games and I hated doing payments and I noticed people liked marketing. And I was like, oh, okay, I like marketing. What else do I like? Well, I like deals. All right, what else do I like? I like software tools to run businesses and start companies. So it's like I'm progressing along the way. And then even coming and doing YouTube content, I was like, man, I love sharing the things we're learning at appsumo.com and what I've learned in my own career and my experiments that we're doing today. So it's like, oh, okay, let me keep taking the lessons and keep leveling up and keep learning. How is your career the next step up in your ladder? Is it a paid thing? Is it a learning thing? Is it a team thing? Is it a geography thing? Is it a lifestyle thing? And so be intentional that you are leveling up. And number 10, become the hub. At the end of the day, I'd say about 80% of my net worth is because of relationships and people I've known. And I'm gonna give you concrete examples of that. So when I came out of UC Berkeley in 2004, I started hosting conferences, I started hosting dinners, I started hosting beer meetups, and I didn't know anybody, and I didn't have done this before, but I just said, well, let me start becoming the hub. The thing that's interesting about becoming the hub is 1, you meet amazing people, 2, they think you're the expert, 3, once you start connecting people, they're gonna start including you in their own experiences. And those people who I've connected have now helped me build appsumo.com 10 to 15 years later, like Ramit Sethi or Tim Ferriss or Ryan Holiday. And that is because years earlier, I was helping them out. So the other part about becoming the hub, number 10, which is super important, is that think more about helping people. I'm starting to work on a book, and this has been interesting in my career as I'm working on this book, is who can I ask for help? And it's not who I'm asking for help, it's who have I helped along the way, who I can now ask for, hey, do you mind helping me with something I'm working on? So number 10, what's super critical in your own career is spend at least 1 hour a week, if not just one time a week, going and helping someone else out, and that will help you in your own career. And so here are people I highly recommend to follow on Twitter for your career journey that I'm really impressed with their own careers, and I think you can learn a lot from just watching them. Number 1, check me out at Noah Kagan on Twitter or on Instagram. Check out Sahil, that's at SHL, who's the founder of Gumroad.com. Really interesting career, started a young kid at Pinterest to building his own company, to have investors, to buying them out, and all this different stuff. Number 2 is my good buddy Andrew Chen, who is an A16Z partner. He is at Andrew Chen on Twitter. He was a child prodigy from Washington to start his own business, to working different companies, starting his own startup, being an Uber. Now he's a partner at the #1 firm, or I believe one of the #1 firms in the world. Number 3, my buddy Brian Balfour from Reforge.com. He's at B Balfour. So Brian is a marketer similar to myself, who's had a really interesting career, and now he teaches people advanced skills that are very practical in the tech field. Number 4 is Lenny Rachinsky. He teaches growth and product. I've really enjoyed his material. It's Lenny-san. Number 5, Ryan Hoover. Ryan Hoover, I remember commenting on my blog, okdork.com back in the day. I'm like, who is this kid? And he has gone on to do some amazing things with producttown.com. He is RR Hoover on Twitter. Last 2 people is Keith Rabois. I love Keith Rabois. It's at RABOIS. He worked at PayPal, he worked on Slide, Square. The guy's just involved in a lot of things and I really love his opinions and I've been trying to get him on the show. Keith, I'm coming for you, dog. And last is Toby from Shopify, at TOBI. I think it's really amazing when you are in Ottawa, which is not a major tech hub, and you've been able to build a major tech business impacting the entire world. And Toby's got a really interesting information that I appreciate and I'm glad he's sharing it out there. The underdog of the week, and by the way, if you want to be featured in one of my upcoming shows, leave a comment somewhere below about the results that you've taken from watching some of our content, or maybe it's a deal from appsumo.com and how we change your lives, and I will call you out in a future show. The episode, the underdog of this week is RJ Youngling, and so this guy watches some of our content and takes notes and starts selling them and starts getting consulting clients, and it's really phenomenal to see who is stepping up and who is sitting on the sidelines. And you can decide for yourself where you want to be. If you've liked this video, I highly recommend you check out probably my sumo jerky video or a custom playlist we made for you about how to get started if you want to start your own business. Peace, love, and I'll see you out there.